July 1944. Special Security of Athens Interrogation Branch. A woman, 32 years old, after enduring terrible torture, is being interrogated. Where are you from? From Greece. Where do you live? In Greece. What is your name? Greek. Who are your collaborators? All Greeks. These were the words of a heroine of our people, the words of Elektra Apostolou. Who was this brave heroine? Elektra Apostolou, despite coming from an affluent family and the potential for an easy life filled with comfort, away from hardships and poverty, renounced the privileges of her upbringing. At the age of just 14 in 1926, she joined the OKNE, the Federation of Communist Youth of Greece. It was a period when the working class reaped the consequences of hunger and poverty left behind by the disaster in Asia Minor, the political unrest that followed, and the dictatorship of Pangalos. At the same time, the radiance of the October Revolution illuminated the world. These were events that could not leave her unmoved. With a profound love for education, she embraced Marxist and progressive literature, coming into contact with the working class. Within factories and workers' neighborhoods, such as Nea Ionia, the fire for revolutionary change burned within her. She became one with the most exploited segment of the people and clearly saw that the struggle against capitalist slavery was the only way forward. Despite her young age, she played a leading role in organizing gatherings and strikes in textile factories and tobacco plants. At the age of just 16, she was assigned by OKNE to establish organizations in the textile factory Greek wool industry, owned by Boudosakis. With persistence and revolutionary optimism, she formed a union, the nucleus of the organization, and recruited 20 new textile workers into OKNE. She had immediately become a target, not merely because she was a woman participating in the common struggle against the societal norms of the time, but because she was a young communist taking a pioneering role in the battle for social change. She stood out for her activism and determination to convince other women to join the fight and advocate for their rights. In 1934, she participated in the World Anti-Fascist and Anti-War Women Congress in Paris, leading the Greek delegation. An excerpt from her correspondence during the journey to France was characteristic. Hello workers, peasant women, poor housewives of Greece. Greetings to all of you who suffered and were oppressed. I gave you my word that where I was going, I would unite your voice with the voice of women all over the world. Simultaneously, she took on the role of managing the publication of the OKN magazine, Neolia. The Metaxas dictatorship of August 4, 1936, apprehended her. She was then dispatched to the Avarov women's prisons, the current site of the Supreme Court of Greece, the Arios Pagos. It was there that she underwent torture for the first time. Those prisons would witness the passage of hundreds of women in the subsequent years, either paying the price for their pioneering actions alongside the Communist Party, KKE, or merely for standing in solidarity with comrades who refused to renounce their ideology. Within the prison walls, Electra did not succumb. On the contrary, she orchestrated clandestine political classes for her fellow inmates and crafted a 4-page underground newsletter for the group, the Kokino Papero, which she distributed covertly. Following her release, she ventured into the realm of illegality and persisted in her unwavering activism. The party assigned her to Thessaloniki, where she assumed the role of secretary for the OKN office of Macedonia, Thrace. In 1939, while Electra was expecting, she faced arrest once again. On July 4th, she was transferred to the Transportation Department of Piraeus, where, under severe and perilous conditions, she brought her daughter, Agni, into the world. Exiled to Anafi alongside her few-months-old daughter, she found herself in the grip of the German occupation. However, the nurturing of little Agni on the island became a shared concern among all the exiles. Despite the adversities and challenging conditions of exile, they forged a warm and affectionate communal support system. Her life was shaped by a revolutionary ideology that permeated every aspect of her existence. She exemplified, through her actions, that the highest ideals steering the communists' struggle influenced the entirety of their lives. With a profound conviction that her endeavor for a better society free from exploitation, was intertwined not only with the future of her own child, but with the future of children worldwide. She stood unwavering. She did not falter, did not betray her principles, and continued with a resolute commitment to a life dedicated to the class struggle. From Anafi, Elektra Apostolou corresponded with her husband, Nikos Zachariadis, who was held in the prisons of Corfu. She shared news about their daughter, but through the exchanged letters, she realized that her companion was succumbing to hunger and torture, ready to sign a statement of repentance. She made great efforts to dissuade him, attempting to convey strength and courage. However, when he ultimately signed, Electra did not hesitate to inform him that she could no longer be his wife. As Zachariadis began writing to her from Athens, talking about his job and how he would earn money to help with their child, Electra understood that her husband had taken a completely different path. She made her decision and wrote to him decisively. Our relationship is completely severed. This is my last letter. I have nothing else to write to you, only 2 more words. Try to live an honest life. Electra, grappling with the challenges of exile and the difficulties of raising her young child, fell ill, developing an ulcer in her stomach. Seizing the moment, and in consultation with the party, she applied in 1942 to undergo surgery in Athens with a plan to attempt an escape. Accompanied by her child, she was taken to the transport department of Athens. There, she promptly entrusted her child to National Solidarity, and they transported her to the hospital. One night, as they opened the door to let her get some fresh air, she cleverly disguised herself as a cleaner, passed by the guard, bid him goodnight with remarkable composure, and successfully made her escape. Quickly taking an active part in the resistance and the work of the Communist Organization of Athens, KKE, Electra assumed the responsibility of enlightenment. She also became the head of the women organization Heroine, aiming to attract more women to the resistance. As the organization's anthem vividly expressed, to liberate ourselves from triple slavery, conqueror, superior, and man. To conquer freedom, to become worthy of it, forever. Through her work in the organization, she encouraged young girls to speak up, boldly join the struggle, take initiatives, and have faith in their abilities. A little later, in a small house in Amphilokipi, at 3 Dokisis Plakentia Street, the founding session of the EPON took place, and Electra became a member of its central council, using the alias Stasa. On July 25, 1944, at 7:30 in the morning, Electra was apprehended for the final time on the intersection of 3rd September and Ithaca Street. She was transported to 3 Elpido Street, specifically to the Crystal Hotel located on Victoria Square, an establishment that functioned as the Security Bureau's hub during the occupation. In this place, she endured savage and unrelenting torture for a grueling 24 hours until her untimely demise. The narrative, crafted by a government official detailing the incident and later published by Christos Maltesos, is nothing short of harrowing. Elektra Apostolou, facing death and inhumane torture, not only did not yield, but stood bravely, honoring with her stance the entire course of her life. Her name became a rallying cry on the lips of thousands of young women who broke through fear and oppression. Her heroic figure will forever remain a symbol and an example. The OKN gave birth to such heroes who devoted their entire being to the cause of the working class. They shed their blood in the struggle, and with their example, they inspired and continue to inspire thousands to walk the same path. In the fight for a better society, free from exploitation and injustice, for the revolutionary change of the world,